What's up, everyone? Today, we're answering a question that's been burning in the comments section for weeks. Who would win in a fight? A modern Navy SEAL or a historical ninja? I know, it sounds like a debate you'd have at 2 a.m. with your buddies, but stick with me here because this gets wild. Before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. Ninjas were not the supernatural shadow warriors you see in movies. Sorry to crush your childhood dreams. They were basically the special ops of feudal Japan, spies, saboteurs, and assassins who preferred not fighting when possible. Kind of like, wait for it, modern special forces. Mind blown yet? Now, Navy SEALs. These guys are the real deal. The training alone makes grown men cry. 6 months of hell week, cold water, sleep deprivation, and instructors whose job is literally to make you quit. Only about 25% make it through. They're trained in everything from underwater demolition to long-range marksmanship to hand-to-hand combat. They're basically human Swiss Army knives, but deadlier. Let's talk weapons. A SEAL's loadout is insane. M4 carbine with attachments, night vision, GPS satellite communications, grenades, sidearm, combat knife, and probably some classified stuff I can't even mention. They can call in an airstrike with a radio. Meanwhile, our ninja has a sword, some throwing stars, maybe a kuzarigama if he's fancy, and a blowgun. It's like bringing a knife to a drone fight. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's level the playing field. What if we drop our SEAL into feudal Japan with no modern equipment? Just his training, his body, and whatever he can find. Now we got a fight worth analyzing. Ninjas trained from childhood in taijutsu, unarmed combat. That's the grandfather of modern martial arts. They were masters of stealth, could blend into crowds, pick locks, scale walls, and disappear like smoke. Their whole philosophy was about misdirection and deception. Why fight fair when you can poison someone's tea 3 days before the mission? SEALs get similar training, honestly. Modern combatives, survival skills, escape and evasion, psychological warfare. The difference? SEALs train for about 2 to 3 years before deployment. Ninjas train their entire lives. We're talking 20, 30, 40 years of nothing but perfecting the art of not being seen and eliminating targets. Here's a fun fact. Both groups have a similar success metric. It's not about how many enemies you killed face-to-face. It's about completing the mission without anyone knowing you were there. A good SEAL team gets in, completes the objective, and gets out like ghosts. A good ninja did exactly the same thing 400 years earlier. The technology changed, but the philosophy? Almost identical. Let's run a scenario. It's nighttime, dense forest. The SEAL has a week of prep time and basic medieval weapons. The ninja is on home turf with all his traditional gear. Mission: eliminate the target. Who wins? Honestly, I'm giving this one to the ninja, and here's why. Environmental advantage is huge in Spec Ops. The ninja knows every tree, every path, every hiding spot. He's been training in this exact environment since he was 5 years old. But flip the script. Put both of them in a modern urban environment. Now the SEAL has the advantage. He's trained for urban warfare, understands modern architecture, knows how to use vehicles, technology, and contemporary weapons. The ninja would be like a medieval knight trying to figure out what a smartphone is. The hand-to-hand combat question is where things get spicy. In a straight-up brawl, no weapons, just fists? I'm taking the SEAL. Modern combatives training incorporates the best techniques from hundreds of martial arts, plus modern sports science, nutrition, and strength conditioning. SEALs are also just bigger. The average ninja was like 5 feet 5 inches and 130 pounds. The average SEAL is 5 feet 10 inches and 180 pounds of pure muscle. Size matters, folks. But here's what people forget. Ninjas never fought fair. That was literally the point. Their whole strategy was strike from the shadows, never be seen, use poison if possible, and if you're in a fair fight, you've already failed. A ninja wouldn't challenge a SEAL to a cage match. He'd wait 3 days, study his patterns, and strike when he's asleep. That's not cowardice. That's professional excellence. Let's talk about mental game. SEALs go through some of the most intense psychological training on Earth. They learn to stay calm under torture, make life or death decisions in seconds, and operate under extreme stress. But ninjas? They had a concept called feudal, immovable mind, basically achieving a state where fear, doubt, and emotion don't affect your actions. Both groups are trained to be basically emotionless killing machines when needed. Cheerful thought, right? Here's my controversial take. In their respective time periods, with their era-appropriate equipment, they're equally dangerous. A ninja in 1600s Japan was as formidable as a SEAL is today. Technology evolved, but the core skills, stealth, intelligence gathering, precise elimination of targets, survival against all odds, those are timeless. So who wins? It depends entirely on the rule set. Modern weapons and environment? SEAL, no contest. It's over in seconds. Period-appropriate weapons in feudal Japan? Ninja has the edge due to home field advantage and lifetime training. Bare-knuckle brawl in a neutral location? SEAL, purely because of size and strength advantage. Strategic assassination over weeks of planning? Could go either way. Both are trained for exactly this. The real answer that nobody wants to hear? They'd probably never fight. Both groups are trained to avoid unnecessary combat. If a SEAL and a ninja were after the same target, you'd probably never see either of them. The target would just mysteriously die, and two shadows would disappear into the night, never knowing the other was there. That's the mark of true professionals. But let's be honest, that's boring for YouTube. So for entertainment purposes, I'm calling this one a draw with advantages depending on circumstances. Drop your opinions in the comments. Are you Team SEAL or Team Ninja? And more importantly, what matchup should we do next? Roman gladiator versus MMA fighter? Apache warrior versus Green Beret? Let me know. If you enjoyed this totally practical and definitely not absurd historical comparison, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more Who Would Win battles that'll make historians cry. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, because next week, we're doing something even crazier. Peace out.